Hi, I'm Eunice Bully. I'm a financial counsellor and graduate of ICAN's Indigenous Financial Counselling Mentorship Program, sponsored by the Commonwealth Bank. The ICAN team is here at the Laura Dance Festival to promote our financial counselling services and to talk to the people of Cape York and the Torres Strait about their consumer and banking issues. We thought this would be a perfect opportunity to let the local people tell you about their banking issues.
It's not that banking is a problem, it's the service for the banking we see is a problem.
There's no actual physical bank presence, and I think that's a bit of an issue too, because then people haven't got the access that they need to those services that they require.
I'd like the banks to actually come into the community and look at setting up some kind of branch within the community to help the community.
If I've got an issue with my bank, I'll walk into the bank, but I can only imagine people that are in remote and isolated communities exactly what are some, that they haven't got that luxury that the rest of us have got in some of the bigger towns and cities along the east coast of Queensland.
I think up there in NPA we need to have the services on ground where our people are more face-to-face people. Going into internet banking or talking to consultants, it's a bit too hard to explain because English is a second language for us.
So I think the best way is probably to educate someone, a local person with a bit more knowledge around that sort of stuff that can pick that sort of stuff up and then deliver it back into the community. It'll be more effective in getting an outcome.
They've got to rely on phone banking. Sometimes phone access isn't preferable or isn't practical.
Whereas, but you might talk to a good consultant now, then the next one you ring up, you and him, two different, your English is third language for you and him. You try to understand you and you try to understand him, then bang. And where this fella I've talked to, bloody, only 5 minutes ago. I want to talk to him again,
I think it's impractical probably to have actual physical banks or branches located in these communities, but it's not impossible. We're seeing some communities, particularly Yarrabah, they've got a Bendigo bank there, and people like places like Weipa, where obviously the banks there service Mapoon and service Arakoon and of course Napranum. But ideally, I guess, we'd like to see some sort of financial institution where people can go in. They can, some sort of arrangement, I think umbrella arrangement, where we've got somebody that can access anyone's bank accounts or act on behalf of somebody that comes in and wants, information or got an issue with one of their financial institutions. Something like a local advocate that can pick up a phone and get direct and act as a liaison role between the customer and the bank and their financial institution to get to the bottom of the problem.
Well, I think if we had our own style of bank that could run by our own people, I think we'd get in a lot less trouble and we'd be running a lot more efficient.
That one alone will create the economy, start to develop the economy. Because everything is started around the number of figures and who else got a specialty? Banks.
At the moment, I don't think people care too much. They just go and put the card in the machine and pull the cash out. And I think when it comes to actually responsible spending or responsible banking, I don't think there's a lot of work or a lot of emphasis in communities from people on that stuff, but there should be.
If some people are more educated than the others, then they'd go and they get 150. They'd probably cash the 150 out and say, okay, I'll keep this in. That's only $2 out of my fees for the month. But then you get some parents that don't know about it, and they'll go over, they'll buy a bottle of milk, get home, I forgot that, and go back. So that's automatically $4 or $5 out of their account. $5 can buy a bottle of milk.
Today you're going to be talking about improving Indigenous financial inclusion and economic development. Here are some key community development principles that should guide your plans for the way forward. Sustainability. Programs like ICAN's Indigenous Financial Counselling Mentorship Program and other banking industry-sponsored programs need a unified approach between government, the banking industry and community organisations to ensure best practice and sustainability. Addressing structural disadvantage. Unless structural disadvantage like access and understanding of banking services in remote communities is addressed, financial inclusion and economic development projects are futile. Banking services like those provided by the traditional credit union in the Northern Territory need to be expanded, with a focus on sustainability which needs a whole of industry and government approach. Empowerment. Projects need to provide Indigenous people with resources and opportunities to create the change within their own communities. Valuing local knowledge. Projects need to work with local Indigenous organisations and people instead of engaging outside organisations, consultants or experts. Valuing local processes. Specific answers, structure or processes should not be imposed from outside the community. Following these, community development principles will ensure the long-term success in financial inclusion and economic development projects.
So the people now, they all economically dependent. In order to change that one, soon as you're economic dependent, you got all them social problem stems around that. We're renting a government house, or not our house. We're renting that house. That money goes out. I go destroy this house. It's not my house. I go, what's new? Then all of a sudden, the life and the people who grow up with this thing where respect, it's not ours. As soon as you could change that, what's name now? You say, no, it's ours. Then the kids go look after them, take care, then respect. Then you got generational change, social well-being change, economic independence now, them things created by them little things. Once you turn the table now, we don't use this service, we don't depend on this service. We change this and we run the service. That's why we're here to support the service. Go buy them things, don't put them in a trade truck, that's our boat, put them there, yep. The money go come back. That's our house, no more destroy that one so we can build another house for our people so we can defeat overcrowdedness. Okay, yeah.